look at how businesses look at their content for an entire month. So we're going to focus a little bit on retail, but it's different types of retail. So we're looking at textiles, we're looking at art, and then we're also looking at big businesses like JD Sports. So what I want to do is kind of look at their sort of social media strategy as a whole, and then break down why they do what they do, how they do it, and then how you as a business can replicate that as well. So yeah, just there should be quite a lot of really good content today. But yeah, as I say, any questions you've got whatsoever, just pop it in the Q&A and I will get to you as soon as I can. But as always, feel free just to say hello if you want to say hello. No point in talking to myself on here, so I'd love to chat to you guys. Right. So without any further ado, we are going to, first of all, look at what I'm calling reels and crafting. So we are looking at new textiles, and this is all about, I guess, how they physically make the product. So it's a small independent business, and it is how they can focus on basically showing that that's what they are through social media. And I'm going to focus a little bit on reels for that. Then we're looking at Nipthys Illustrated and how she balances real life and the person behind the business versus the actual business itself, and how that creates trust and engagement. So we're going to be looking again over the course of a month, how they generate the content. And then a biggie, we're looking at JD Sports. So we're looking at JD Sports, we're looking at their products, their memes, and how they work, and then we're looking at a few other bits and bobs as well. So how I find all this content is because basically I want to prioritize the channels that I use and the content that I do based on how I guess, how other people within my sector are doing. So I go onto the Maybe platform, you can see here, and in there I can use hashtags, for example. So I could use hashtag small business, hashtag crafting business, for example, if that's what I was, and that helps me find other crafting businesses within my sector. But then I can also go in and use the engage section. I can find people within there, I can create a group, or indeed I can go in and use the dashboard and find myself compared to any other competitor. But essentially what that does is it helps me benchmark what I'm doing. It helps me understand what's working, what's not. Are they getting more engagement on their Instagram? If so, why? What is it they're doing that's any different to me? Is it hashtags? Is it tagging? Are they getting more on Facebook? And am I not on Facebook? Should I be on Facebook? So it helps you kind of understand, I guess, what's working and what's not for your business, and then helps you make some really good decisions based on data. So over 79.1% of consumers in the UK spend over 1 hour on social media per day. And only 19% of businesses have active social media accounts. Now that is scary, scary stuff. And it is something that we're combating and we talk about on almost a daily basis. I've spoken to councils about this recently. I've spoken to independent businesses. I've spoken to sort of UK-wide businesses. But ultimately, it's about the same. It's about you. If your customers are making the time to be on social, and let's face it, we're all walking about on our phones, aren't we? Then it's about us making sure that we are where they are. So if they're on social media, we need to be where they are and we need to connect with them, because that is going to be the difference between you making a sale over one of your competitors if you get good at it. We help over 25,000 businesses get more out of social media because we help you, as I said, compare social media performance with any other business. We give you guys all the social media tools and insights you need to use social media more effectively. So that is data. Data is backed up. So, that's exactly what we do. And then access to expert resources and training to help you communicate better. So to help you communicate more effectively with your customers, with your peers, within your networks, within your place, so that then boosts engagement, boosts your reach, and helps you ultimately achieve your business goals, whatever they may be. So I'm going to get cracking. So this is new textiles. So as you can see, so I've kind of done like a bit of a overview over how they do their social media. Now they actually focus, because of the type of business they are, aka like this almost like kind of crafting, if you like, they focus more on Instagram, TikTok and Pinterest. So we do tend to focus quite a lot on obviously Instagram, Facebook, Twitter on here, because they are the ones that we are able to track. They're the ones that allow us to post. They're the ones that I guess most people use on a regular basis when it comes to business. However, can't forget TikTok, we can't forget Pinterest. So here you can see these are the two sort of grids, if you like. So the left is their Instagram, and then on the right, that is their Pinterest. So you can see they get what they've got on their Pinterest. They've got 1.2 thousand followers, and they get 11 and I can't even speak, sorry, 115,000 monthly views. And you can see that they have a very, very, very similar approach to both of their channels. They also have a TikTok, as I say, but ultimately they kind of share similar things across both platforms, but they understand how to use them. They use Instagram and Pinterest as a way of creating inspirational content that would drive sales. So that's what they do with it. So let me have a little look. There we go. Sorry, it always takes a wee second, guys. When you're on Zoom. Okay, here. So, I mean, could it be more beautiful? I mean, yeah, so they've got 96,000 followers. And so here you can see, so it's Moo Textiles, Punch Needle and More Cute Things. They're doing custom and wholesales, DM for wholesale orders. But essentially what they do is they do everything from making little phone cases. They do like loads of little, as you see, little mug rugs. They've got car coasters, but basically it's like little cute designs, little cute intricate products. And so Instagram is a beautiful place for them to be, because ultimately everything, as you can see, the whole brand is all around color. It is around being, you know, in your face. It is about pretty, pink, girly, pastels. So, you know, when you're on Instagram, it is all about inspiration. So Instagram is a great place if you can make something pop and make something pretty. Now, interestingly, they only really post reels. So if you take a look at, so this is their posts. Now, normally what you would find is a whole load of, you know, just normal static posts. And actually they've got their pinned one here, which is this one, which is a really good thing to do anyway. You get the pinned one here, which is packing a wholesale order with me. So this is basically what, you know, if you were to buy multiple products that you could sell, this is basically her showing you how she's created them and that she's packaged them. And the reason why she's pinned that to the top is because she wants more wholesale orders. So it is the perfect way of showing how it is, how it's done. And then what she did was she tagged in the person who made the wholesale order. So by having that at the top, so it is a video, and by having that at the top, she's pinned it so that we know very much that this is what you want us to do. So that straight away, and the reason why it's pinned, and obviously because it's pinned at the top, you can see that she's had you know, nearly 7,000 engagements on that. So having something pinned to the top of your Instagram is really, really powerful. And then 77 comments. That's 77 people essentially who are really interested in her products because she's gone and pinned it to the top. So basically, I find you by scrolling on Instagram. I then happen upon your feed, and then I always look at the thing that's pinned at the top. So make sure that if you've got it, it's a good one. But as you can see, she does reels. This is what she does. Everything's about making. Everything's about, you can see she redoes like the make a wholesale order with me. So every single time she has to pack a wholesale order, she does another video like that. So it becomes almost like a bit of a theme. Here you can see her doing a few other bits and bobs here. So this is more, I guess, around the kind of, did I say the creation of it? So this is her showing you how she actually makes the products, which again is really intricate, really beautiful, but it shows you how quick she is, how fast she is, and how detailed she is as well, because she's zoomed in. So again, when you're thinking about if you've got products that you actually create, make sure that you do zoom in, make sure that you do have, you know, there's literally like little holders like this, don't know whether you can see, little holders like this, which ultimately you could set up with your phone, it looks down on your hands. So this could be whether you make bread in a bakery, or whether you do needlework, or whether you are an artist, or whether you're a photographer, and it's showing how you edit videos. It doesn't matter. It's all about how you show how good you are at something, and that's something that she is really, really fabulous at, and that's why her Instagram looks so good. Now, the other thing you might notice is that now, this doesn't have to be a thing, right? I don't know whether you remember a few years ago when Instagram first started, everything was all about uniformity. So when you went onto someone's grid, it had to look uniform. It had to look exactly the same. It had to look punchy, it had to look pretty, had to look, very much, all in uniform, so that no matter where you went, no matter how much you scrolled down, it was all the same. Instagram doesn't need you to do that anymore. Now, this works for her because of the type of brand she is. She's textiles, so she wants to inspire people. So having, a really similar kind of, I guess, branded effect, having a similar colors, that kind of thing, it makes it pop. It does make you want to get involved and have a look at what she does. So that is fine, but I just don't want anyone to feel under pressure to feel like they've got to do that they've got to start with, the same colors or exactly the same branding and things like that. Instagram has evolved so much over the last few years, and whilst it looks pretty, if you've got time to do it, great, do it, that's fine, and you want to do it and it works for your brand, great, but it is not essential. So I just wanted to point that out there, because that could be a really, really tough thing to actually do. And essentially all that is that she has taken a photo of a part of the product, and when she's making the reel, she is then putting that as the front image, so that then all the images are the same. So the videos can all be completely different, but ultimately the images are the same, and that's what you see on her grid. But you can see she basically does a really similar thing on Pinterest. So again, she takes an image of the finished product, and then she pins it, and then usually again she talks about things like top tips on how to do something, but it's really all about value, I guess. It's kind of all about adding inspiration and value. Now, so one of her sort of top 3 posts, if you like, was this one. So this, again, we've talked about this before with other businesses, and it kind of doesn't really matter what type of business you are, showing the process behind something, showing the making of something, the origins of something, whether it's you that's made it, or whether this is like, a video from a factory, or it is, a video of something being made and then brought into your business, whether it's flowers, or I don't know, whether you sell special chocolates and you've asked the chocolatier to send you a video. But here you can see, especially with handmade products, this is beautiful and it works really well. So here you can see that she has got all the individual products, she's created them. This is her then cutting out the fabric, and then she actually pulls it together. So here you can see the making process, and then you can see the hashtags that she's used. So she uses obviously a specific type of needlework, if you like. So it's the punch needle. So that is her way of doing it. So it's showing you that she physically creates it all by hand and how beautiful it is. Actually, what I really like as well is that everything is branded in the background. And one of the things that you'll see from this, there's always a background underneath all the pictures that she takes, and that here, so although it's a matte and she needs that actually to do her work, it is a pop of color. It is what we call good for a flat lay. So flat lay is literally, you have a colored blank sheet of paper or cardboard, you put all your products down, so whether it's phone cases or whether it's cakes or anything else, pop them all down, and then literally you've got your camera over, picture taken, or video taken, or boomerang, or whatever it is you're doing, and then you can upload it and it looks beautiful. There is a big difference between that and then just holding up a product and taking a picture of it. Whilst that works, if you want something that looks the part and looks more branded, it is a cheap, easy, quick way of doing it, so that you're not having to invest a lot of money in photography and that kind of thing. So actually you can get some ideas from this. But I think ultimately what works for her is that she gets a lot of engagement on her reels, but that's because she doesn't over explain things. She keeps the captions really, really short, to the point, making process. And so the video captures your attention. The hashtags are what drives me to find her in the first place, because she's using relevant hashtags that are, that would be relevant to me if I was interested in what she did. And then the videos are everything from top tips on needlework through to how she makes her, you know, the mushroom phone cases there, through to every time she packs an order, she does a little video on it as well. So there's very much almost like a set rule for the kind of content that she does. She keeps it consistent. She's always on there. She's always engaged. And as you can see, people absolutely love it. And then here's just two other sort of versions of what she does, as I say. So this is her, the making of the little corgi mug, which again, I assume was, funnily enough, to do with the coronation, which would have been really, really nice, making the little corgis. And then the real-time punch needling. So this isn't a sped up version. This is her literally just as she's doing her product, it's showing you, that shows craftsmanship, it shows artistry, it shows that there's a real skill behind what she does, and that builds up trust, that builds up that understanding, and it makes me think, wow, you know, she's incredible at what she does, and it makes me want to do the thing, which is, you know, to go and make the order. Okay. This is completely different. This is Knit This Illustrated. So let me show you a little bit about her. And don't worry, we're going to also, I like to show you some independents first and some small businesses that are a wee bit different, because we do talk a lot about the big brands. And so we are going to talk about JD Sports, but I did want to show you some of this because honestly, some of their stuff's really beautiful and how she does things is interesting. So she is a South London based wall art designer. And as it says here, she makes bold, colourful prints designed to bring joy. And then what she always does, which again is really interesting, so if you're somebody that goes to markets or you go to different events and things like that, or maybe you've got a pop-up that's based at different places or different festivals, for example, she always puts it here. So she's always updating her bio to say where she next is going, so that then you know where to find her, which again is just, it's a really nice touch, and it's something that people maybe forget to do sometimes. And obviously you've got her website. Now, with her, as you can see, she doesn't have, I think she's got a similar feel to her Instagram in that you can see there's always, you know, she likes pops of color. You can see the type of art that she's interested in. You can see, I guess, you know, the kind of inspiration, you can see similar colors, but what you won't see is uniformity. There's not a kind of set, you know, I do this on a Tuesday at 3 o'clock, and this is what I do here, there. She does like to show, I guess, more of that kind of full spectrum of a business as opposed to everything being uniform. But what you can see is almost, I call it the silver thread. So you can see the brand running through it, her style running through her Instagram, which is what this is. It's a shop window, without it being overly styled. So I think that's what is interesting. It just is a nice little comparison. But you can see, as she says, she's got there are all her markets and her pop-ups. These are the links to all her prints. So again, she's made sure that anytime she's created a new print, she has created a story, and then she saved the story so that then I can go in here easily and I can go in and start checking out all her prints. Obviously, if you make an online shop, you can link it directly to the shop, which is always fantastic. So there you go, link to the wine print. I can see all of them. So again, just make sure that you remember if you've got products or you want to sell a particular thing, then create a highlight with all of those in it, and make sure you always link it so that then I can go directly to the website or whatever it is they are. So here it was at an actual place, I think it was here. This was like the pop-up that she did. So again, I would know where we are, you would tag the location, and then I would have known to go down there at the time. But equally, if I'm interested in her and I want to find out more about what she does, then I would maybe go, I would look for her pop-ups on that one. So let's talk a wee bit more about her. So she's quite consistent with branding, but I think she uses, I guess, you know, a kind of like mix of real life and her art and behind the scenes. This one was actually one of her best posts, and by best post, what we mean is most engaged posts. And I want to show you why. So you'd be forgiven for thinking, you know, obviously, you know, beautiful lady standing behind standing behind her work. She's clearly at a market, you know, so why would that be any different to any of her other posts where it shows you? Now, this is her there. She looks happy. She's showing off all her gorgeous stuff. You know, it's a beautiful post, a lovely picture. It is, well, yeah, you know, it's exactly what you would expect to see looking at the rest of her Instagram. However, it's actually this. So it's quite a long caption. So I'll just give you a kind of top line on it. So it just said, living out a dream that a year ago I could only have dreamt about. Corny, but it's true. I was debating about applying for my first market. I filled out the form, I deleted it. I was too scared to press apply, because she was scared about what the public would think of her. Fast forward a year, she's at her 14th market and a heart full of confidence. And that's thanks to the small business community for helping her grow, aka all the people she meets in the markets and the people she meets online. It says she's constantly saying thank you. But there's no other way to express how unbelievably grateful that she is. She's back to her full-time job tomorrow after 2 incredible weeks pretending this is my full-timer. So please bear with me, I might be quiet. I hope everyone else has had a great weekend, and I wish you all a beautiful week and such, yeah, beautiful week and a great weekend. Now, this is everything. The reason why this got more engagement than most of our other ones, don't get me wrong, the image is a showstopper. It shows off her products. It shows off her, how happy she is. What she's wearing matches her products. Is gorgeous. It's a beautiful image, and that's what Instagram's all about. It's about imagery and capturing people's attention, right? And don't get me wrong, normally I would suggest with a post like this, you would definitely want to do a little caption at the top, so a little title, if you like, at the top to kind of capture someone's attention. And it might have been for this something like, I'm living my dream, or back to my full-time job might be a capturing attention. But either way, what she's put is raw, it's real, it is full of gratitude, it explains her story, and it gives you, you know, when you watch a film and there's a character arc, so, you know, they start as one way, there's something usually that happens to them in the middle, and then they end on something, and they're slightly different, and you've kind of bought into their story. With an independent business, you want to buy into their story because people buy from people. So the more that you can show your character arc, if you like, or the more that you can show the people behind your business, whether that's that, you know, Moira's worked with you for 10 years and she's got a couple of kids, and she's decided to, I don't know, go back to university part-time to train us something. Amazing story. Tell us that. If it was that you were petrified of starting your own business like she was, and petrified of taking the plunge, then talk about it. Talk about where you're at now, even if it is, you know, she's still only a year in. She is on her 14th market, which is amazing, but she's not made that her full-time job yet. She wants to, clearly, but she said to go back to the grind. She had to go back to the full-time job. So that's her going, look, I'm on a journey. I want to take you with me. So that again makes you want to support her as an artist. It's wonderful. So that is why you tell your story on social media. That is what gets you more engagement, because people buy from people. People want to see the humans behind the business, whether you're an artist or whether you're a hairdresser or a mortgage broker or whatever you are. It is all about the fact, like, what motivates you to get up in the morning, what drove you to create whatever it was that you created. And make sure that you show that through social media. And I think, you know, she's beaming, she's happy. And I think, you know, the image very much matches, like, you know, the gratitude that's in there. You can see people absolutely love it. It's amazing. And no small feat, be super proud. Thank you for my print. My friend is going to love it. You know, it's gorgeous. She's doing really, really well. And that's her, you know, you want to champion her. And that's what this is all about. So, you know, if you are a small independent business, make sure that you tell your story. And then her other best posts, I guess, show variety. So one is a bit of a reel of images of a new shop that she's going to have her products in, which again is quite different to, you know, the last one that we saw. But again, it got a lot of engagement. And again, creating a reel out of images is a really positive one as well. So let's take a little look. So you can see here, that is the shop there. That was her actually like pulling together all the prints. That was her delivering one of her prints. And then it shows you some of the prints actually in the store there. And it shows you the rest of the store. and it gives you, look, the branding on the outside, so you know that it's there. And then you can see here she's put new stockist. I'm pleased to announce that a selection of my prints are now available to purchase at the Hagen shop based on Islington High Street. So that is published. So anybody who hasn't gone to that shop now knows that they can go down there and they can pick up our prints. Hagen shop are much more likely to then repost that because they've been mentioned in it, and they obviously want to publicize the great new art that they've got in their store. And it's great for having double the reach, because ultimately new people who follow Hagen shop, which clearly is an established business, are now going to be interested in what she's doing, and then vice versa. So it shares audiences. They clearly have synergy, because they wouldn't have them in their business if they didn't have the synergy, you know, with their clients. And I think, you know, her showing that, you know, she's literally, you know, there in person delivering some art, I think is really lovely. And again, it goes back to that gratitude, the independent business, someone really genuinely, you know, that working hard day in, day out to actually make a proper business for herself, which, you know, is phenomenal. And then this one was the other one. So this one was actually Easter. So this was, I guess it's kind of just me showing you that you can also use national content, national holidays, national events, that kind of thing, again, just to drive a bit of engagement, and you can show off your product. So this is her, you know, she's created a kind of Easter inspired graphic here. So you've got the hot cross buns, egg hunts, tulips. This is basically everything that Easter means to her. There you go. And she always does like to do a little selfie, which is lovely. So it says here, wishing everyone a happy Easter. I'm taking the day off today to spend some quality time with family, but we'll get back to everything basically first day tomorrow. So for her, Easter is time off, family, enjoying an egg hunt, enjoying her life. And so that's her showing you that she's doing that. But graphically, it's showing you that she's really, really good at what she does, and she's great at making these prints. So again, it's selling without selling, and she's using the national holiday, if you like, or, you know, the national event to kind of pin her product, which is great. So we've talked about a couple of indies. So I want to look at JD Sports. This one's a biggie. So JD Sports, and they've got various accounts, but I'm just going to show you the kind of main one right now. They really focus on, I guess, having a balance of product and memes. This is just what they do. So you see meme, product, meme, product, meme, product, meme. So they've got a very kind of set, how would I say it, almost, you know, like content pattern, if you like. So you kind of know what you're going to get with them. So again, if when you're thinking about your content, think about, you know, could you have, I don't know, Top Tip Tuesday? Could you have Throwback Thursday? Every Wednesday is the day that you talk about your an element of your service or a product. Every Saturday is something, I don't know, silly or something inspirational or something. You know, you can have a theme for your week and or at least your month, because that then almost helps you plan out your content. If you know that every Tuesday you need to deliver a top tip based around your product or based around something that will help your customers, then you know that that's the content you need to create. You can create a bank of it, and then you can schedule it all in, and then it's all done. So there are some really good things to be learned from JD when it comes to that. You know, it's having like a bit of a rhythm, I guess, for your content. So let's take a wee look. So this is their Facebook. Okay. So here we go. Obviously, it's JD Sports. Everyone knows they're JD Sports. It's very clear they're JD Sports. I do not have to explain to you who they are. If I do, then I just don't know. Most people have heard of them. Right. So JD Sports, international name, huge in the high street, huge on Instagram, huge on Facebook, huge all over the shop. But one of the things they need to do, funnily enough, is sell their clothes. So everything really geared around their Facebook page, for example. They've got their shop here where you can go in and buy their products, which again, a lot of small businesses maybe don't do enough of. But the Facebook shop looks great. Like it's a really good way of showing a catalogue of what you actually do. And there's really good, easy ways to set up Facebook shops. So if you're not quite sure, you can actually just click in to their little help section and they will help you do it. Or of course you can shop on their website. So you can go directly from Facebook through to their website to shop more. Their photos, generally speaking, mainly product, but they do have their memes, they do have their lifestyle shots, but generally speaking, it is, their Facebook page, for example, is designed to sell products. And that is all about understanding where your audience is and what you want them to do off the back of something. So if they know that people generally go onto their Facebook page to find product and buy it, brilliant, that's what they do. So this is one of their top 3 posts. Now, this is going back to the whole memes thing. Now, a meme, if you don't know what I mean by a meme, but you probably will, because you'll have seen them obviously on Instagram and Facebook, or someone's probably sent you them and things like that. It's essentially a bit like a GIF. A GIF, we all send them on WhatsApp, don't we? We put them on social media. It's basically an image that is either something that is, I don't know, something funny, something emotive, something clever. But essentially what it is it is a static image that then relates directly through to something for your customers. So for example, here it says, the idea is this is meant to be someone else's post. This is, a real person. I may not do much, but at least I keep my local Chinese in business. And then this is them just literally doing like a little, we salute you kind of thing. And then what this has done is people have gone mad for this. People have engaged with this 1.4 thousand times. Madness, 1,400 times people have engaged with that. And that is, they've had 1,000 comments, the 482 shares. And it is quite literally that. That to me is madness, but it is the power of social media, which is why I love it so much. So it is simple. It is, somebody basically just taking the mickey out of themselves. I don't do much in my life, but at least I keep the local Chinese in business. I'm doing my bit for the community, that kind of thing. It's poking fun at yourself, and everybody knows somebody who absolutely loves a takeaway. So the idea with a meme is that it is designed to target lots of people, and everybody knows somebody who it would affect. So whether it's a mum meme, or it is one about sibling rivalry, it could be something about finding the right outfit on a Saturday night, something about somebody who's addicted to their phone, boyfriend stuff, girlfriend stuff, partner stuff. Anything like that is normally where you get a really good meme. And so the fact that a brand like this isn't anything to do with selling product. It is about engagement. What they want people to do is tag people in. This is taggable. I know 10 people that I would tag in and say that in that straight away, and they would all laugh, and then they would all tag in more people. And that's what this is all about. They want to get new people to their feed, new people engage. And guess what? The more that people engage with that post, the more that Facebook will go, oh, that's interesting. Okay, people like this. And they'll start shoving up the algorithm a little bit. They'll start showing more people the image. And it's exactly the same with Instagram. So it's just to kind of show you how simple it can be. And guess what? You can find memes easily. There's hashtags for memes. There's hashtags for different types of memes. Any ones that you come across, you can just repurpose for your own sake as well. And then there's a few more. I'm just going to show you this one. I'm focusing a lot more on Facebook, because actually they're really good on Facebook. I think for me, what I like is that for a kind of sportswear company, they make sure they keep it real by actually making fun of not doing any sport at all. Do you know what I mean? So this is basically what I'm trying to say is, if you are a sportswear, you would think that you would always talk about the gym, you would always talk about basketball, football, all the sports. Have you noticed that these memes are all about food and doing absolutely nothing? So it's taking the mickey out of themselves, taking the mickey about why actually, yes, you might wear just because you wear the sports clothes doesn't mean you actually do anything. Does that make sense? So here it says, when your dad hears a packet of Maltesers open in the back of the car, he does this. So give me, and I think everybody can relate to that. Again, so simple. It looks a bit old and a bit, it's not branded, it's just literally anything. And then all they've done is, why is this so true? That's had, again, 1,400 comments, 605. And then people have gone in, look, remember when dad used to do this? This was definitely meant for me. It's mum's hand though. It's like a sixth sense. What can I say, Richard, if this wasn't you when you were little? Do you know what I mean? It is just so random, but it fits in with their market. That's what it's all about. And then this one, and this one's funny because this one's kind of like, I guess, poking fun at something else, which you'll see in a second. Oh, come on, Zoom. Here we are. Just knocked over my Sports Direct mug, fuming. Now this is funny because obviously JD Sports, one of their competitors would be Sports Direct. Sports Direct sell basically much cheaper items than traditionally than JD Sports, but everybody, I'm pretty sure, knows what a Sports Direct mug is, right? It is one of the things that you get at Sports Direct. It's about that size, absolutely ginormous, and they are usually indestructible. And this is just obviously like some poor person's house has been flooded, which looks awful. And then it says, just knocked over my Sports Direct mug, absolutely fuming. And the reason why they're doing that is because the mug is so ginormous that it actually, the idea is it's flooded the house. Does that make sense? So again, the fact, it depends on whether you've ever seen one of the mugs, whether you understand what I mean. But the point is this bit here, IYKYK. So what does that mean? If you know, you know. So that is used a lot, again, social media language, but it is true. If you know, you know. If you've seen a Sports Direct mug, you know that you would knock over, and yes, it might flood the whole house, or you're going to spend ages not cleaning it up. It is poking a bit of fun at any kind of potential rivalry between good old Sports Direct and JD Sports, which again is fun. But it's keeping it light, it's keeping it fun, it's keeping it something that I guess most people would understand and want to tag in one of their friends. Here you go. It says it happens to the best of us. My dad phoning me raging because the handle of the Direct mug I gave him fell clean off and he got covered in coffee. As soon as I saw this, I thought of you. So people do get really behind their posts. So I guess what I'm saying is, you can sell your product, but you can also just really focus on engagement. And sometimes it can be silly. It doesn't have to be, you know, like reinventing the wheel. Anybody could share that. And, you know, like if you know, you know. But I guess what I'm showing you is that if you have a bit of a rhythm to your content, a bit of a theme, it does make it easier in terms of, I guess, being able to plan in content. Now, speaking of planning in content, I want to give you guys a bit of an overview. So we've got our 2023 social media content calendar here, and that literally has all of the national days, national campaigns, like, you know, your National Pet Day, your National Dyslexia Week, all this kind of thing, all in one place. So that then if you're thinking about, right, okay, what memes can I create for the next couple of months? You know, what ones can I take and think about how I can put that into my content calendar so that I'm not having to think about it as the months go on. Because guess what? One of the trickiest things I have heard from any business is, how do you create content? How do you, you don't spend hours creating that content. How do you make it easy? So here, let's go to July. Let's go to July and we'll see which national days are there and we'll see what we can come up with. Again, if you haven't already downloaded this, please let us know and we will get something sent to you. You can also download it from the website. Now, here, let's see what we have. Thank you day. Love that. So July the 2nd is Thank You Day. And basically, this is all about saying thank you. It is about feeling grateful. It is about saying thank you to, it might be to your friend, your sister, your brother, your uncle, or it might be a little thank you to yourself for actually showing up every day and doing what you need to do. It could be to your customers. It might be doing like some thank yous, whether it's, you know, they get a free, first 10 people that come into your coffee shop get a free something. It might be sending out something to your customers, a little email with a 10% off, just to say thank you for always supporting them. It could be any of those things, but the point is, it is Thank You Day. You could, I'm sure, think of 100 different things that you could do for Thank You Day. And on that day, everyone's going to be using it. Everyone's going to be using the hashtag. There'll be everyone from your local personal trainer to your big gym to your shopping centre that are all doing something for Thank You Day. So why not think about how you could leverage Thank You Day? What can you actually do? We have World Chocolate Day, always a good one. Are you a patisserie brand? Do you sell chocolate? Do you have chocolate face masks? Do you absolutely love chocolate? Do you hate chocolate? So think about that. Think about how that works for your customers. It even could be that you are, as I said, focused on health and fitness, and you want to show your customers how, they can eat chocolate in a more healthy way, still enjoy their lifestyle. So maybe you team up with another brand that sells more healthy chocolate, so sugar-free stuff, or it might be that you promote some of the products that you already have, or you might just be that literally you might run the local greengrocer and you love chocolate, you just want to talk about the fact that you love chocolate. That's what I mean. You can do these things in different ways, and there will be 100 different memes on chocolate about, it'll be some kids stuffing their face covered in chocolate saying it wasn't me. Everyone's got a story about someone being obsessed with chocolate. So this is my point, is that you can quite literally take any of these, look up some memes or gifs or anything like that to do with that. You've got some content there. And then the rest of it is around, you could create a campaign, you could create a charity something, you could create an event around it. You can do something physically for your customers, digitally for your customers. But that's my point, is that this just kind of gives you guys a little steer or a little poke in the right direction to come up with some good content. So remember, we've got all the tools and support you need here. So on a Monday, you can learn how to use Maybe More, because again, we've got tons and tons of amazing tools. We've got just had our brand new AI put in as well, which is really exciting, which actually helps you write your content. So if you're really, really struggling, and you basically it learns how you operate. So the more we teach it, the more it learns, the more it will start to understand what you want. Then Tuesday, social media basics. Wednesday, me. Thursday, ads for beginners. Friday's advanced ads. So if you're really good at ads already, or you've done a few and you just want to learn how to get better, pop on there. And then we've got the on-demand training. So that is basically all the stuff that me and the team pull together for you guys on a weekly basis. We pop it all onto the website. Everything's all on there, and it's everything around basically helping you guys get as good as you can at social. And then obviously you can schedule in your content, you can do advertising through it, and you can do reporting through it as well. So key takeaways for me are, if you're a visual business, then you can get really arty with your feeds if you want to, a bit like that first one that showed you the textile business, but don't lose substance over style. If that's too complicated and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Focus more on the actual content and what you want to get out of it, and having a goal for your content, as opposed to worrying about, I guess, what it looks like. Make sure you show the origins of your product. So whether it's you that's actually making them, or you can give detail about how you've sourced them, if it's local, or if you only use a certain kind of thread, or you only work with, I don't know, people in Northumberland, for example, then make sure that you show that somehow, whether it's visually or through a map or through infographics or through videos. People like to know how things are made as well. So anything you can show in terms of how something physically arrives at your shop, for example, is good. When you're an entrepreneur, you need to show up. So give us the person behind the business. Let us see who is behind the business. Let's hear the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to understand more about your journey so that I'm much more willing to buy from you. Make use of memes and GIFs and the content that's already out there and at your fingertips. So think JD as well. Think about how you can make your products pop on social media. Is it having someone else wear them? Is it showing if it's one coat, is it showing 2 different sizes of ladies wearing that coat to show, or 2 different age groups wearing the same coat, showing how functional it is and how it can work, across different people. But that's what I mean. It's, you can learn lots from both independents and nationals. And then just set up your Maybe account and get started if you haven't already. It's what it's here for. It's free. Get involved.